Hello everyone, welcome back again to another video. And first of all, a very happy new year to all of you guys. And this is going to be the first video from my end also for this year. And I took a break for a few days due to two reasons. First being the Master League was there for almost 2 weeks, so which was not a great thing for me because I'm not a very good fan of Master League and Master League Classic. So that's the reason I took a break from PvP for a week. And also apart from that, I'd been facing some medical emergencies in my family, so that's the reason. That's one more reason that I had to take some break for my family as well. But the situation is under control and it's stable now, so I'm back. And this is going to be a new meta because the SINNOH CUP is already out and it has started yesterday. That is 10th of Jan and 1 p.m. PDT timing. So the team that I'm going to use over here is Drifblim, Bastiodon and Gallade over here. So this team I'm using the duo core of Drifblim and Bastiodon, whereas the Bastiodon is weak to ground and fighting. So Drifblim is the Pokemon that will be covering the weakness of Bastiodon. And for Drifblim, it's a ghost flying type which is weak to ice, electric, dark and ghost itself. So for that, Bastiodon is just a super beast and tanky Pokemon to cover up that weaknesses also. And Bastiodon have a bit of very defense weighted bulk over here because my Bastiodon is rank 1 best buddied XL Bastiodon, so it's just a monster over here. And for my third Pokemon, I have Gallade over here, which is acting as a safe swap in this team because the duo core of Drifblim and Bastiodon can be easily core breaked by Lucario, Munchlax, Mamoswine, sometimes Prinplup and Infernape also. So that's the reason I am using Gallade over here, because it have got a fantastic moveset of Confusion, Leaf Blade and Close Combat, which can easily handle and remove all the potential threats to this duo core of Drifblim and Bastiodon. So that's the reason I'm using it. But the drawback for using Gallade is its squishiness. Gallade is kind of squishy and might sometimes take help of one shield, but due to the energy gain and damage from Confusion and the swaminess from Leaf Blade and Close Combat can easily win back switch or sometimes shield advantage also. So that's the potential thing that I'll be looking for in Gallade with this team. And now coming to the rating part. So on Pvpoke, this team have got a rating of A, C and B. Like A for coverage, A for bulk, C for safety and B for consistency, and with a threat score of 586, which is very much great. And instead of Gallade, you guys can also pick Toxicroak as a safe swap because it have got access to counter, mud bomb, dynamic punch along with sludge bomb. So it's kind of a good safe swap also. With great coverage moves. So if you guys don't have access to a Gallade, you can easily pick Toxicroak for this team also, and let me know how that team performed. And without further more delay, let's get straight into the battles and check out how this team performed in the first set of the SINNOH CUP. Hopping into the first battle, I've got a lead of Empoleon for my Drifblim. So what is tough over here, because Icy Wind is resisted because Empoleon is part steel, and I do take neutral from this waterfall and hydro cannon. So I opted for my first shield, and now I'll be going for the bait move of Icy Wind, which my opponent does call and does not shield, which is not a great thing for me. And since I did not build up to a shadow ball, I threw the Icy Wind immediately, so I did not get the shield the next time also, which is not a great thing. Now I will be surviving this hydro cannon as is double debuffed but I have to give up my switch and my shield advantage. Because I come back with my Gallade over here to get ahead on energy, and let's see what they have got onto their back. So they have got an answer for my Gallade also, which is the Drifblim. over here, and let's see if I can get the first shield from the Drifblim with this leaf blade. Perfect. I do get the first shield, and this is going to be a icy wind, which my Gallade cannot withstand because it's such a squishy Pokemon in this Great League, and that's the reason. But it sets a perfect farm down the range for my Bastiodon to completely farm this Drifblim down with Smackdown and take maybe 2 or 3 Shadow Balls onto this face. Bastiodon is so defense weighted, it can easily take 3 Shadow Balls, which is a very great thing. And now this is going to be a icy wind, which is double resisted, and they have got a froster onto their back, which is very much great for me because I do have a win con in this scenario, because the Empoleon and Drifblim both are very low, and they threw a move over here. I can easily survive a Shadow Ball, but they went for the resisted move of Avalanche, which is not a great thing from my opponent's end. So this might just open up the door for me for the first win, and I do end up landing the Stone Edge, which is great, and I clear my debuffs also, which is fine. I do farm down the Empoleon, and they have just got a Drifblim onto their back, which just goes down to Smackdown also. So that's a sweaty first battle for me. So GG's to my opponent. Moving into the next battle, I've again got a lead of Empoleon. So Empoleon is a very tough lead to handle, as I've already mentioned. So what I'll be doing, I'll be building up to a Shadow Ball and faking that with as Icy Wind. If in this scenario, if I can grab a shield back from my opponent, which is very much great for me, rather than getting the then I can go for the Shadow Ball to get the final shield or the switch advantage, which is a very great thing. In this case, I get the switch advantage over here, and they have got a Flosters onto their back, which is very much great. So I went for the Icy Wind, which is not a great thing, rather than going for the Shadow Ball, but which is what is great. I do get the final shield from my opponent, and it sets a perfect farm down range for the Bastiodon onto this Frostless. They went for the Shadow Ball, which is fine, and they have got a Shadow Electrify onto their back, which is fine. So I don't want to stay in that matchup because I have got a full healthy Gallade with a shield advantage, and I do take a Ice Punch onto my face, which I am fine with. And this is going to be a Leaf Blade, which does neutral, but Electrify is such squishy, and it's also Shadow, which is a great thing for me. And now I'll be able to get to one more Leaf Blade, which will be knocking the Frosters out from that range and eventually getting me the win for the second battle also. So that's a GG's. Hopping into the third battle of the set, let's see what we have got. So again, we have got a very negative lead over here, and I immediately safe swap into my Gallade. So this is going to be a Weather Ball, which my Gallade can tank, but it is quite squishy, so it does a bit of chunk. But I'll be doubling up on my Leaf Blade, and I'll be investing my first shield in this scenario. So let's see. This is going to be another Weather Ball, which will be shielded, and I'll be going for my next Leaf Blade. So I believe this Leaf Blade will be going through and knocking this Abomasnow out, and let's see what they have got onto their back. So they have got an Empoleon again. So I'll be going for the close combat this time, and I do get the first shield from my opponent, which is fine. So again, we are stuck in this matchup where I'll be coming back with my Drifblim again and building up to a Shadow Ball, again baiting with Icy Wind. So that's a Hydro Cannon over here, which I'll be shielding up, because that's going to hurt the most, as I'll be debuffing my opponent's attack with Icy Wind, and I do get the final shield from my opponent, which is great. And now from this range, I'll be going for my Shadow Ball to knock this Empoleon out, and let's see what the final Pokemon is. And the final Pokemon is a very hard counter to my Bastiodon, which is a Toxicroak. So this game eventually becomes a bit tricky, because Bastiodon does not have a good play against Toxicroak. So I bank the energy onto my Drifblim and come back with my Bastiodon to chunk a bit of health with my Smackdown. And let's see if I can get to one Flamethrower barely not enough, but now I'll be coming back with my loaded Drifblim and going for the Shadow Ball, which will eventually knock this Toxicroak out and giving me the win for the third battle also. So now moving into the fourth battle, and finally I've got a great lead of Toxicroak over here, because Toxicroak have access to counter, Mud Bomb and Sludge Bomb and Dynamic Punch also, which everything resisted because of my partial ghost and flying typing, and they comes back with a Roserade, which is a spicy pick in this meta, and it will be getting hit with a Icy Wind, which does almost 80% of its health, and I come back with my Bastiodon over here, because Bastiodon with a bit of energy can land a flamethrower onto this Toxicroak, which I was reading the opponent's mind over here, because I thought they would be coming back with another Pokemon, but they eventually came back with their own Toxicroak, which is fine. And since they came back with the Toxicroak and I went for the flamethrower, I do get the first shield from my opponent, which is fine. Now I'll be coming back with my Drifblim again, and this is going to be a Sludge Bomb, which is neutral, but it did quite a bit of damage. And now this is going to be a Mud Bomb, as I was counting the counters over here. Yeah, it's a Mud Bomb, and which I'll not shield and go for my Icy Wind, which might knock this Toxicroak out from that range, but I do eventually get the final shield from my opponent, which is great. Since this is going to be one more Mud Bomb and it was double debuffed, I'll not be shielding up that Mud Bomb also. And they have got a Shadow Razor Leaf user, that's a Shadow Torterra over here, and now I'll be going for the neutral move of Leaf Blade from this attack weighted Pokemon like Gallade, and they eventually get down to Confusion, and they have got Toxicroak, which does take super active damage from Confusion, and I eventually get the fourth battle of the set also. Hopping into the final battle of the set, I've got again a very tough lead over here with a Togekiss, which is using Charm, and I've got access to Ancient Power, Flamethrower and Aerial Ace, and Dazzling Gleam also, but I believe it's running Ancient Power and Flamethrower. But I do get the first shield over here with the Icy Wind, which is fine, and they have a Gastrodon onto their back. Since this is going to be one more Icy Wind, I'll be eventually switching back into my Gallade, because Gallade have got access to double super active move to Gastrodon, that's a Leaf Blade, because Gastrodon is part water and ground, which does take double super active from grass moves. So now this is going to be Earth Power or Body Slam, which in this case is Earth Power, and I do get the final shield. Like, I invest my first shield over here and I completely farm that Gastrodon down, which is fine, and they eventually comes back with their own Togekiss, which is fine. And since I am part fighting, I'll be going down to Charm, and I'll be coming back with my Bastiodon over here, and they have got Toxicroak onto their back. But since this counters and Mud Bombs both are resisted, my Drifblim is quite low, but I could get to one Shadow Ball, which will be knocking this Toxicroak out from that range after investing my final shield, and after a bit of obvious GBL lag, since I am winning 4-0 in a set. So that's the reason, and it will be going down to Charm, and I'll be coming back with my healthy Bastiodon, and my opponent sees the writing on the wall and just top lifts the game. So that's a good game for the fifth battle also. So with that win, I get a 5-0 set for the first set of the SINNOH Cup, which is a new meta. So it's a great thing for me trying out this first team for the SINNOH Cup. And if you guys are using this team, do let me know how it is performing for you guys. And if you're liking the content on this channel, do show some support by liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. And that's all for this video. See you guys in the next one. Thanks. Peace.